What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here, and we are today playing something a little bit different. We've been wanting to do it for a while, and we're finally doing it. So we're playing a Yorion Hate Bears deck. We're utilizing the three most disgusting cards in Modern that all overlap in fun and interesting ways. So Spell Queller, Skyclave Apparition, and Thought Not Seer. All of them target spells with CMC of 4 or less. One interacts with the board, one interacts with the field, and one interacts with the stack, one interacts with the board, and the other one interacts with the hand. All right, and other than that, we're also utilizing the power of Teferi Time Raveler. So this makes it so opponents can only cast cards at sorcery speed. So what this means is when things come in off like Spell Queller, they won't be able to cast them. When things come in off delay, they won't be able to cast them. I'm not sure if it will work with Eldrazi Displacer or not, but I think it does. We'll have to test it and find out. Outside of that, we've got usual Hate Bear cards. We've got Ether Vial to ramp out our stuff. Got Giver of Runes to protect our stuff. We've got Charming Prince because it's just a really great card. Stoneforge Mystic plus the Sword, Maul, and Batterskull package. We've got the sort of Feast and Famine in the sideboard as well. Thalia for against control decks. And yeah, Glasspool Mimic just as an extra way to copy these creatures too. Thought Not Seer interacting over there. Sideboard wise, we've got Damping Sphere for Tron and Storm. We've got Rest in Peace for graveyard decks. We've got Auriok Champion for red decks and burn decks. Sword of Feast and Famine for grinding matchups. And Archon for combo. Yorion, obviously the companion. So the deck list looks really sweet. Let's go ahead and jump into a league with it. Alright, so here we are for match number 1. We won the die roll, which is a good start. We're versing Killer Robot also. I don't want to just Gant the deck, so first assumption would be Tron. We do have one way to interact with Tron. Mana, I don't think it's very good. We can definitely see a better hand than that. This one, we've got Eldrazi Temple. We've also got a Thalia, which is reasonably nice. Thought Not Seer. Spellcaller. Yeah, this hand's great. We're going to keep. Got the Eldrazi Temple to help get Thought Not Seer out earlier. I think we might just get rid of Skyclave Apparition. Actually, maybe getting rid of Spell Queller is better against this deck. Not really sure. Not really sure. So lead on Eldrazi Temple. If we draw the second, we can turn to a Thought Not Seer, which has got to be a really high value. Is this a Tron deck that started with Snow Forest in play? Wow, that's going to be a slightly slower hand for them. More time for us to get value out of ours. Alright, so they get the Urza's Tower, so it is Tron we're versing. Alright, Giver of Runes right on time. Let's go ahead and play our Thalia and just slow the game down slightly, hopefully. He plays the Mine, which is different to the tower that he revealed. And a 2-mana map. Okay. Land, come on. Yes, let's go. Oh, look at this synergy between Eldrazi Temple and Thought Not Seer, and the Seachrome Coast and Thought Not Seer. All right, what do we find? What's our opponent revealing? Wait. No way. No way. Great. It just It just cancelled because I was trying to drag this to size and have a look. It just cancelled and I didn't get to take anything then. What a load of baloney. Holy crap, man. That worm coil engine should be in the graveyard right now. That is so feels bad. What a stupid interface. Oh my god. How is that a thing? What a load of rubbish. Alright, we'll attack with our creatures anyway. We do get a decent clock. We put our opponent to 12. We can then Stoneforge Mystic and Giver of Runes. I don't think Spell Quell is worth it because they're just going to play a Worm Coil engine, right? So, like, Maul seems like pretty good value here, right? And play out Giver of Runes. So if we get like a 6-power Thought-Knots here going, obviously that's going to be really sweet for us. Opponent has access to 8 mana this turn. Chromatic Star will cost 2 to cast though. Alright, there's the Worm Coil engine. Chromatic Star. Opponent, 1 unknown card in hand. Alright, let's see what we draw for turn. That is so BS, man. This shouldn't be in his hand. Hallowed Fountain. Now, what does that change? Probably not much. Let's attach this one onto Thought-Knots here. So you get Flying First Strike, Haste. Not quite. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shop in this Temple Garden. And I'm going to Charming Prince and reset the Stoneforge Mystic to get another thing. Get another equipment. We'll leave up Giver of Runes in case they play like a Khan the Great Creator. Batterskull has to be pretty decent in this next spot. Alright, enter Blast Zone. I guess we could have attacked with Thought-Knots here for 6, then Giver of Rune flickered it and attacked their hand. That probably would have been better, right? The only problem there is like we lose Maul. But then our opponent is on 6 and we just need to deal 6 damage to them to kill them. Did they draw a second Worm Coil Engine? He's looking for Ugin. Oh god, there's the Khan. Well, whatever he targets, we can give it protection from colorless. This is why we left Giver of Runes up. Alright, worst Khan ever. He should have plussed. Ooh. Yeah, Ugin would be pretty backbreaking here. Hello, baby! Now that's what I'm talking about. So we get protection here, we attack. We then play Field of Ruin. We can attack his Tron mana, and then we can still Stoneforge Mystic in a Batterskull, or maybe even Spell Queller. Think we have to go for it. Otherwise, this Khan's just gonna run away with the game. Sort of sad that this Maul is on what it's on at the moment. This Worm Coil is going to obviously gain them a lot of life as well. So Power Plant was the one they fetched out. And the last one to enter. Yeah, I definitely think attacking with Thought-Knot Seer and then flickering it with the Charming Prince 2 turns ago would have been the correct line. Now if my opponent wants to attack with Worm Coil Engine, he can of course deal some damage, but then we can cause some trouble for him too. Alright, good time to get Spell Queller on the board. Opponent looking to get Tron back, we'll just look to deny that. I guess if we draw like Teferi, we can bounce the Worm Coil as well, or bounce one of the tokens, which could be pretty sweet. I don't think my opponent's really in a position to attack us that well, because then they just take way more on Crackback. Then we can just like leave Giver of Runes and a random chump blocker back. Give protection from a color, and they won't gain any life. They do attack. Alright, well, we'll take it. Done deal. I must say this seems like a matchup where Leoton Arbiter would be nice, but of course we're not running that list. We're running a different list. Atrazi Displacer? Oh, baby. Where have you been all my life? So we've got 14 here. And enough for a displacer? Sure. So... let's attack with a bunch. Play our displacer. Now we can choose whether or not to exile the Wormcoil Engine or the Thought-Knot Seer. I think it might be worth draw stepping, exiling the Thought-Knot Seer and interacting with the Wormcoil and the Thought, interacting with the hand, sorry. We've got interaction for the Wormcoil Engine with the Giver of Runes here. Alright, so he draws a card and then we get to exile a card. I think overall it's worth it though because we get to choose what card he doesn't get, right? Interesting. So my opponent's got double Khan the Great Creator and another Wormcoil Engine. He's got access to 6 mana, so he'll have access to 7 mana. He could just Khan an Ensnaring Bridge and then would be looking for... guess we just take the Wormcoil Engine because we can't stop the Khan either way, right? I think we're going to have some trouble against Ensnaring Bridge though. Oh, do the triggers happen that way? Does he draw a card now? Did I stack the triggers wrong? That's really bad if I did. We can, however, just equip Thought-Knot Seer with the Maul next turn, give it protection from colorless, and attack for lethal. Yeah, so he gets a draw card. I think I stacked that wrong. Yikes. I might leave the stop there now. Oh, he's playing that version with the Golem thing? Right, okay. Oh, we're not going to be able to equip this through a Khan the Great Creator being on board. We can, however, just attack for 6 with the Spell Queller doing the 2 in the air and the Thought-Knot Seer doing the damage on the ground. So our opponent does have to go for Ensnaring Bridge here and play it, although it all costs more because of Thalia. This is fine. Oh man, Thalia feels so good right now. Jesus. It's really working overtime, dude. Opponent concedes the game. Oh yeah. Let's go. Yeah, so I'll give her to protect from the worm attack. Blocking with the Stoneforge Mystic that's on the board. And then I can just attack and kill. I can displace the worm. I can give protection to my Thought-Knot Seer and then attack in the air with the Spell Queller in that spot. I had many, many ways to win then. Alright, so I think Damping Sphere is good. Sword of Feast and Famine make my opponent discard. Seems a little bit better than Sword of Fire and Ice to me. It also gives us protection from like Thragtusk, which may or may not be relevant. I'm not sure how much I like Path to Exile here. It's got to be okay. They do have the Golem as well, actually. I think that's okay. We leave in Skyclave Apparition because it interacts with like the bridge. Maybe trim a glass pull or two. I don't think Spell Quell is that good, right? Actually. It's like a creature that can attack in the air. But I don't think it's that good. Although we can just bounce it with the Eldrazi Displacer, which is really nice. Charming Prince seems like a decent turn too. Something like that. I'm gonna shoot to the bathroom real quickly. We'll submit the deck and I'll be right back. Alright, so game 2 we get this hand with Ether Vial into Thalia, and then there's a Spell Queller as well. Doesn't seem that good, honestly. Think we can like mulligan to something better. Maybe like something with Damping Sphere as well. Okay, no land. We're probably like forced into keeping this, but I don't really like it. Could we see a better 4? Probably. Alright, let's mulligan. Yikes, this is awful too. 3. Alright, keep this. Bottom. Hallowed Fountain. Thalia. Ether Vial. Oh, we need a bottom 3 cards? Fuck. This is so bad. I really want the Giver of Runes to protect the Thalia with its active. I'm just going to bottom a land here. Hope to draw the other land source. I really don't have many choices. I guess I should have kept my, what was it, a 5? Alright, give a pass. They got the star as well, or the sphere? No. It's a pretty slow hand from my opponent. Fuck me, man. Not like this. It's a big rip. At least my opponent's hand's slow, but like Thalia's going to be pretty iffy. We still need to hit land to be able to play it. And Thalia's also going to make Teferi cost more to cast, which is pretty big dyssynergy. I think we're going to be looking for game 3 to win this one. Goes for the active now. Yeah, sure, why not? So like Ugin and we scoop, right? Although there will be like 1 mana off doing Ugin. Always yield, we'll say yes. Alright, well we just never hit a second land drop. Unfortunate. Not the hand we were looking for, evidently. Maybe Archon's just like better than Spell Queller. Does it have flash or anything? It doesn't. It'd stop them from like cycling one of their spheres into something else. I think that's probably not the biggest deal. It would stop them from doing Khan the Great Creator and casting something on the same turn. Spell Queller could just counter whatever they're casting though, potentially. I really like the idea of making them discard. You know what? Let's leave that glass pool in. I'll take out a path. Alright. Hey, look, a hand with Damping Sphere? Yeah, let's keep it. And we've got Field of Rune Hate as well. Oh, buddy. Not bad at all. All in a day's work. Sure. So, does he scoop? Does he have the Nature's Claim preemptively boarded in here? We'll just run it out and find out. So next turn I can hold up both Spell Queller and Delay, which is pretty sweet. Ancient Stirrings. This is going to cost extra to cast, right? Ah, beautiful stuff. I guess there's potential for us to like Charming Prince and let them progress their mana a bit further and then Damping Sphere on turn 3. I sort of like holding up Spell Queller here though. Oh, opponent, this Chromatic Sphere is going to cost you too much to cast, my friend. Way too much to cast. The hand seems super slow. I think given we just drew Giver of Runes, let's Charming Prince into Giver of Runes. Scry 2. Land can definitely go on bottom. Teferi seems decent. Let's leave that on top. This is going to cost one more to play as well. Okay, never mind. I guess I should have played my Helliod Fountain out tapped there. Yeah, I know how Damping Sphere is not asymmetrical. Unlucky. Last zone, sure. Well, that will eventually deal with our Damping Sphere, unfortunately. Cracks the Chromatic Sphere. Here comes the Ancient Stirrings. We can just kill the blast zone with the Field of Ruin though. That's kind of important. Expedition map found. Alright, we'll start things off by attacking. Just play out a Giver of Runes. And hold up either Spell Queller or Delay here. I guess we're also holding up Field of Ruin as well. If our opponent wants to invest mana in Field of Ruin, we can blow it up. In Blast Zone, we can blow it up with Field of Ruin. Let's get this Spell Queller out. Eat the map. His next spell is going to cost 1 more to play as well. Second map. Okay, well he gets that one. Displacer seems decent. Let's go ahead and attack. This opponent is currently at 4 mana. I don't think we need to interact with their mana. Let's just Teferi and bounce this expedition map and be extra annoying. Cool. If they do anything too sinister, Giver of Runes can protect our other creatures at least. Mine. So, I mean, that's Tron mana, but you got to get past Damping Sphere first. So I might just go ahead and blow up that Blast Zone. As soon as they invest mana, I'll be blowing it up. Even maybe during my own turn. Okay. I think it's Walking Ballista, but I'm not certain. He could like Ballista on 2 and kill our Giver of Runes, and that's like really not that amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mostly tilt at the moment. Alright, looks like he's putting 2 charge counters on Blast Zone. Sure. Yep. I will just blow it up. Plus, blow up, get a land, And then we can maul attack. Or we can displace her and start exiling this Charming Prince. I like holding up delay here, I think. Because if my opponent goes for a Worm Coil here on 6 mana, I can delay it and then they can't get it back. He has Nature's Claim in hand and wait for you to crack Field of Ruin for basic forest, you think? Oh, maybe. He's not fired off the Nature's Claim though. He also can't cast it instant speed, right? Golem. I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that one, Chief. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, delay puts 3 time counters and puts it on suspend for 3 turns. And then they won't be able to cast it as long as Teferi's on the board. They won't be able to cast the suspend card. So we'll plus here. Tax. And then we can Eldrazi Displacer, but we can't actually active the Eldrazi Displacer, which is upsetting. What do you think of the list anyway, Pay? Is there any card inclusions you would have changed? Oops, opponent is responding now. So troll, so troll. Oh, it's here. Nah, it looks great. Okay. You don't think we want Lead and Arbiter in here somewhere? Maybe instead of Charming Prince? I'm only running, I think 4 lots of land disruption as well. I left it at. Yeah, so I've got 2 Field of Ruin and 2 Ghost Quarter. Hey, opponent concedes. All right. Well, the lock was real, and he had enough. All right. So here we are for match number 2, everyone. We won the die roll. Got a hand with no white mana in it. I'm going to mulligan. Maybe Leading for Charming, but Charming is a great card too. Yeah. I guess it just depends on what we're versing. Another hand with no white mana. Are you kidding me? I got 1 basic island in the deck. Well, down to 5. There's some sort of meme here, but I think we keep off the strength of Thought Knots here. Ditch this, ditch this. Arbor Elf, is this Helliod Company or is this Ponza? Yep, right on time. We can potentially Ghost Quarter our opponent's land if they go for like a super crazy turn. I think I'll just let them have the Helliod though, and then we can interact with Thought Knots here next turn. I played the wrong land as well, because now I can't Skyclave Apparition next turn. So my opponent has access to a decent amount next turn, but not enough to kill us. Let's take the Collected Company. They can't combo with the amount of mana they have. Here comes Captain. Oh, wow. What a fucking rip, man. Oh, my God. Opponent is, like, legit god here. Holy shit. It's an insane draw. Let's go for a little bit of mana denial here with the Field of Ruin. We'll target his Temple Garden. We'll get a plane so we can fix our own mana for Skyclave Apparition next turn. Then we can either Charming Prince or hold up Delay. Yeah, let's hold up Delay, I reckon. There's no world where he doesn't go for Captain Ranger of Eos, right? I guess it didn't matter. We didn't really deny mana by going for that because they got a forest anyway. So we needed to go for the Horizon Canopy. Ballista on 1. Sure thing. Alright, goodbye Helliod for now. Opponent finds Utopia Sprawl. And I guess he's going to go for a big walking ballista. He drew another Captain Ranger of Eos. Right. Alright, that's pretty good too, I guess. Getting another walking ballista. Sacking Canopy. Alright. We'll Charming Prince here. We will scry 2. Both these cards can go on the bottom. And there's no real good spot to attack there, so we'll just hold up Delay for Ballista. Yeah, I don't really want to battle that card. Oh, it's 1 Ballista left in hand? Okay. Must have... Oh, I didn't... when the first one came down, I didn't click on it. Oh my god. Spell Queller counter? That's pretty good. Attack with Charming Prince. So Alright, so now he's casting it. Alright, so now we can go for it. Spell Queller comes in. Always yield. So now we need to face... Fuck me, man. He's drawing like a god, dude. Holy crap. And he's going to gain life, put the counter on the Walking Ballista if he's smart. At which point he'll then be able to combo me off. With the Ballista on board. And now he just has enough mana to go for it. And we lose. Damn, that was pretty close. Opponent knows their deck, not too surprisingly. I think we want Sword of Feast and Famine, but I'm not really sure what to take out. Eldrazi Displacer seems pretty good. I might just take her out a Glasspool Mimic. Maybe a Thalia. Yeah. I will say, so far, I have not utilized Yorion once. I know it's just game 2, but something to keep in mind. Wow, this hand's like close to a keep. We've got Ether Vial, then we hold up Path and Delay Interaction until we tick up. Displacer makes their life really hard. I think like we're gonna get land screwed more often than not here. Oh my god, what is our deck doing to us? Alright. Should have left that that Glasspool Mimic in. GG, well played, guys. GG, well played. Hey look, it's got a couple of land and it's got some other stuff. Let's keep. Need to put 3 cards on the bottom. So Teferi, Batterskull, Displacer. All right. Land go. Get ready for the turn 1 mana, people. Yep. There he is. Oh, we hit Skyclave Apparition. That's a really good find. Think Displacer Charming Prince makes you scry 2. But I couldn't keep both. I couldn't keep that and the Stoneforge Mystic. I think I need Stoneforge Mystic for a clock because I can get Batterskull and I can actually do something. Or I can get Sword of Feast and Famine, same thing. I think the play is Feast and Famine here. Maybe it's Fire and Ice and shoot down his board. Let's try and interact with his board. Conclave Mentor. Another Stone Forge. Well, I'll pass. So, like, if his best move this turn is just play Helliod, that's not the most amazing thing ever. Blister on 1. Enters with 2 tokens. Of course it does. Land? Fuck off, man. I want my land. Problem is if we equip, it just like shoots our creature down and then we're in trouble. I don't see them comboing just yet. Let's Charming Prince and Scry. And we need to look for white mana for this Skyclave Apparition. Or Apparition, however we say it. Thalia Guardian seems a little bit too little too late. I think, yeah, we're going to be in it for the long haul this game. As far as everything is concerned, looks like a collected company here. Watch him rip like Helliod Ballista or Helliod Helliod and Skyclave Apparition or something. Spike Feeder and Captain Ranger Eos, yikes. That's pretty terrifying. So we can Stoneforge Mystic to bait out the Walking Ballista, hold up path for Spike Feeder if they play the Helliod. Sort of better than just going for Skyclave Apparition here, I think. Alright, here's that Helliod for the ridiculous infinite life with Spike Feeder. We can kill in response though. Conclave Mentor? Still no Helliod. What monstrosity is our opponent setting up? Another Walking Ballista. You gotta be flipping kidding me, man. How am I supposed to win against this rubbish? Let's get rid of Spike Feeder. Opponent actually got Arbor Elf with the Captain Ranger of Eos, interestingly enough. Assume that's why it's been revealed to us. They could like have Eternal Witness to get this back from the grave, so obviously it's not like over yet. Opponent does not care about the mana. Joke is on them, not really. Pressure's definitely on us at this point. Luckily we got this Skyclave Apparition we prepared earlier. Go after Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista's gonna shoot something, I don't know. Shooting down my Stoneforge Mystic. No! Adrian! Auriok Champion. Well, still no Helliod. So now we're at a point where we can actually put Sword of Fire and Ice on our creature. We can block an Arbor Elf here too. We take 5. We can... Oh shit, I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay, I'm a complete peanut. Let's get our Batterskull. Whatever, opponent gains some life. Giver of Runes. Pass. They usually only wear 2. Oh, like they only have 2 ballistas in the list? Really? Alright, we're on a solid 2 points of life, people. The best land in our deck. I was just thinking that this would like be way better suited to be a pathway land here. It's like way too little too late. We mulligan way too hard here. Damn. Opponent was down to 0 cards there. If our hand was just a little bit less awkward, we would have stabilized. We would have got Battle Skull on the field, and we would have been good from that point onwards. Really unfortunate. Yeah, so like I'm thinking... Let's look at the pathway lands, and there should be a blue-white one, right? A lot of mulligans in this game. Yeah, well, I am running an 80-card deck, but I swear my opponents don't mulligan this hard with their 80-card deck. Mistgate Pathway. So yeah, this just seems better than Seachrome Coast to me for the purpose of our deck. So I think we'd be removing our Seachrome Coasts for the pathway land. Seems very reasonable. Unfortunately, I only thought of it afterwards. Alright, so match number 3 versus Tang 800, and we lost the die roll here. Let's see what sort of fruit our hand bears. No companion for the opponent. I mean, this is like reasonable. I think I'll keep. We can like turn one glass pool as a land and then turn to a Thalia, hold up delay, hold up path, hold up land interaction. Sacred Foundry and tapped. Does this burn? Oh, I'm liking the look of that Skyclave apparition. Let's play the shore and pass. Ooh. Clifftop Retreat. Alright, this is a mirror match. Opponent gets Sword of Fire and Ice. Alright, we Thalia and pass turn. Obviously, opponent will want to get this Sword of Fire and Ice down and then start attacking our board. We can actually hold up path plus delay and then we can like Skyclave apparition the sword afterwards. So we path the creature he equips. But we can only cast one spell because our spells cost more to cast because of our Thalia, right? That's still okay though. Rooney. Opponent could do like land another creature here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy just fighting over the sword, I think. Alright, no other land or creature there. Interesting. Oh, we can't Skyclave apparition. We don't have enough white mana, but we can field and then we can do it. So let's go after our opponent's colorless mana in case they're also on Eldrazi. Oh wait, we're 1 mana short. That's not gonna fly. Okay, well I can't count. For some reason I'm thinking about 2. I definitely want the double white over the blue mana there. I can't cast delay anyway in this spot. Oust. Sure. Not really that upset about that. Let's displace her here. Our opponent doesn't have anything on the board. And then we can hold up delay in case they look to have another removal spell. We can also delay their creatures. Delay that Chandra. Get out of here, Chandra. Alright, get rid of that sword. Attack our opponent for 3. We're almost at Batterskull mana. I'm not sure how I feel about putting Yorion to hand. We can Skyclave apparition, like flicker the Skyclave apparition, which isn't great. Nahiri. Sure. We can just kill Nahiri. This doesn't really matter. Are they exiling? Sure. Whatever. Car waste. Attack the Nahiri out. Goodbye, Nahiri. Sure, I like Displacer here. Because we draw the outer car waste, we can hold up the active. Come on, opponent, you gotta commit something to the board sometime. I know we're countering everything, but let's see what you got now. Nahiri. So yeah. We can just... No, because I just neg on the... Yeah, okay. Delay that one. Attack for 5. I swear there's a combo with this Chandra that I'm not thinking of at the moment. Alright, Yorion into hand seems okay here as well. See what our opponent does. And see if Thali is good in this spot as well. So it's like mainly in here to buff the Nahiri. I swear the elementals do something. They can return an instant or sorcery, so they can oust a creature. That's not like the best value. They might get rid of Skyclave Apparition, get a 3/3, then we can exile the 3/3. Sure. Okay, great draw. Attack him, attack Chandra, hold up Spellcaller. It's like pretty interesting. We're doing a very good job of being the control deck this game. I don't care about that on its own. Opponent gets Batterskull. So we'll just counter the Crater Maker. Then we can exile this Stoneforge Mystic, attack and kill him. Cool. Good stuff. I need some wording here. So explanation mark card. Nahiri, comma, the Alright, so you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Yep. Exile target, enchantment, tapped artifact, or tapped creature. Search your library for an artifact, creature card, or creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It gains haste. So they use that to cheat out an Emrakul, right? And the wording is put it onto the battlefield, so Archon does not work here. Say Sword of Feast and Famine seems okay. I don't really think we care about the rest in pieces here. Maybe minus the Charming Prince and get into it. Man, what is with these like hands and having no mana? This is crazy. We have like Ether Vial into Mystic and then Spell Queller. My problem with this is it's slow. Oh my god. What is going on, deck? Jesus, dude. Bottom Thalia. Bottom... I think we get rid of the Scavenger Grounds. I also think we get rid of Skycleave Apparition. Unfortunately. That's what I'm talking about. Let's find an Eldrazi temple. Let's go. Let's scry two. Opponent did keep a 7, by the way. So we're going to be passing to 3 mana, and then we're going to be passing to 4 mana. I think we top the waste, and then we top the delay. And then next turn we can delay, and the turn after we can Thought-Knots here. And it's pretty free to attack here for 1, so let's do it. I'm just going to attack for 2 at this point. Fabled Passage. Is my opponent really just gonna hold up mana like this? Like, sure, whatever. I'll take it. And let's Thought-Knots here. Alright, we won't accidentally click off this time because I'll probably need to take a Nahiri here. Wrath, Glorybringer, Batterskull. Okay. We're in trouble. We are in danger. We'll take a Glorybringer because, like, I can't get rid of Wraths, but I can deal with 1 Glorybringer, which can buy me more time. Alright, doesn't do shit. Opponent draws a card. Charming Prince and Scry, sure. Definitely bottoming that one. The Eldrazi Displacer is like pretty bad too. I'll bottom that as well. Hold up delay. Next turn we can maybe Yorion to hand. Protection from white. It doesn't make a difference. It won't make a difference. It won't save my creature. Sure. I don't really care about this. Oh, no. Oh, I cared about the lightning bolt. Shit. I knew it was in hand as well. Okay. I'm just inting this game. My bad. I thought he was out of stuff to do. At least it doesn't look like delays in my hand now, right, guys? I'm gonna concede. Oh, that was super unfortunate that our hand was like so... We mulliganed so hard, like... not a fan. They're bringing in Wraths. I think Charming Prince gets the nod ahead of Eldrazi Displacer. Auriok Champion doesn't seem that amazing. I could bring it in and it might be okay against Anger of the Gods or Lightning Bolt, but... Is that really enough reason? I don't think so. We have an Aether Vial hand. Yeah, I'll keep it. This is like pretty stacked. We have like everything we could ever want in this Aether Vial hand, so... And I'm going to go out on a limb and say if we hit our land drop, we're going to be in a really good spot. Always yield. Yes. Never mind. Never mind. We're still like okay because Vial's going to 2 here. It's just unfortunate, right? Wow. What a kick in the nuts. Can't even cast this delay right now. Go on, cast something, opponent. I'm just gonna put Thalia into play. Make it more awkward for my opponent's spells. Are we gonna say no to this Aether Vial here? Although if we say yes, we get Spell Queller online. I like having Spell Queller online, actually. And we draw our land. Sweet. So rewarded here. That's huge. Oh my god. I feel the power right now. This is surging through my veins. Stoneforge Mystic. We hold up Spell Queller for a Wrath or something. What's our opponent got? Lightning Helix target the Thalia. Like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care about Lightning Helix. Batterskull, here he comes. Hello, my friend. Wrath of God. Well, that's not very good for us either. Let's go ahead and Spell Queller this one. We've got so much interaction right now. Go on, go for that Wrath. Glory Bringer? I see. What if before we attack I path to exile it? Also displace to the board. Huge draw. That card is huge. Oh my god. Attack for 5. Oust on the displacer. I mean, is that the end of the world? Not really. Is it worth countering? No. Hey, we're winning the race. 21, let's go. Time to put all the creatures that benefit from you gaining lots of life, right? Path again. Let's just put in a vanilla Skyclave. Just for clock purposes. Now we can up the vial for Thought Knots here. We hold Path as well. Huge. Feels so good to just constantly draw gas, man. Opponent has Bone Crusher Giant, Crater Maker, and Sword. He's got nothing. Is there even a way he wins here? I'll take the Bone Crusher Giant. He should probably cast Stomp in response, honestly. We have lethal on board. If we delay this, all he's got is a sword and a Sacred Foundry. Sweet. Alright, good win. Alright, welcome back for match number 4 of this Modern League. We won the die roll and are going to be on the play. Versing Leaks or Liquids, or I don't know how you say that. We're versing Char Legends. We have access to blue mana, but no white. Throw that one. Cool, this hand looks good. I'll keep it. Might ditch the Path to Exile in the blind. Sort of overlaps with Eldrazi Displacer anyway. So far, we have not used Yorion once. It's kind of embarrassing. I think I put it to hand once. I think I put it to hand, but I haven't cast it. I think we're probably going to want Glasspool Mimic as a land here, make our land drop. And we'll just pass. Hopefully that means we can hold up Spell Queller next turn if we draw our land. What's our opponent doing? Treasure hunt? Okay. Teferi Time Raveler. Right. Oh man, that Teferi feels so bad. It's gonna bounce this Giver of Runes. I think we have to tick up Vial though. This looks like an Omnath deck that we're versing. Wow, opponent opponent has a 12 card hand. Oh, they have to discard a bunch, right? They get like a whole bunch of mana off that treasure hunt. That's crazy. Might just... see if I can pull up a list here. I will be ticking this up, but if Giver gets bounced, it's super bad. I really hope to draw land here. We do draw land. Oh, we do draw a Charming Prince though, which sort of sucks. Attack our opponent for 1, I suppose. Then we can Charming Prince and get everything going. Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, that's super upsetting. That enters tapped. Damn, that sucks. So no Teferi from my opponent. We'll top the Ghost Quarter. We need mana. Tick this up to 3, of course. The Pirate John, thanks for the interview with Nikachu. It was very enlightening. You're welcome, John. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and you know, thanks for coming and stopping by and seeing me here. Appreciate that as well. Are you a fan of Bogles, or are you just like modern and lots of decks? Dryad of Elysian Grove, Scapeshift. Wow. All right, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and just spell qual that. Seems decent to me. Opponent plays a Triome, but a different Triome. Let's get this Eldrazi Displacer into play. And yeah. You're a fan of Magic, working your way from Pioneer to Modern, trying to learn as much as you can about the meta. Yep. Well, Bogles is like a very small percentage of the metagame, right? But, I mean, it's still a really sweet deck at the same time. I'm just going to go ahead and attack for a bunch here. This is 7. We can hold up an Eldrazi Displacer activation, a Giver of Runes activation, and an Aether Vial to get a new Displacer down. Teferi. I think we displace through our own Spell Queller here. And then they can have the Dryad of Elysian Grove. Have you got any decks that you like in particular right now, John? I'm going to give this Spell Queller protection from Colorless to preemptively protect it from a Valakut trigger. Whereabouts are you from anyway? I'm in Australia, and I'd have to say we're a pretty lucky country at the moment as far as infection rates and everything are concerned. The vaccine rollout is like very slow here, and we still have a whole bunch of people that are very upset that it's a thing. Reclaimer. Sure. Opponent is very low now. But I think most countries have that problem. So we can just leave this on 3, I suppose. We can displace this Dryad in tapped. And then we can attack for lethal. Mono White Devotion Helliod combo, thinking about splashing for hate cards like Boil and Magus of the Moon. Okay, that sounds pretty spicy. You're in South Carolina in the United States. Currently 8:02 a.m. here. It's currently 10:30 p.m. for me. It's quite late right now. Honestly, I'm not sure how much we want. Archon can stop them from, like, casting 2 spells a turn, obviously. It is currently 3 minutes past 1 for pay over in Spain. I think mostly we wouldn't just be the aggro deck, right? Like, that doesn't seem great. Maybe, like, the sword in the toolbox is okay. Sword of Fire and Ice doesn't get that much value. Protection from green is obviously a bit better. We can't really kill their creatures. I guess we can kill the Elvish Reclaimer, but that's about it. I kind of like Auriok Champion because it's a creature that does not die to Lightning Bolt. Charming Prince has pretty good interaction on the stack as well. We can exile a creature and stop it from getting removed as per one of its modes. I think I might minus Displacer and like 2 Glassball Mimics. And then swap the swords out. Alright, we'll get our Yorion as the companion, and we got a 1-lander with no colors again. This seems to be happening more often than not. Alright, down to 5. Opponent did mulligan to 6, so card disadvantage might not be too bad. What are your thoughts on Dragnith Magistrate in the current meta? I gotta tell you, I'm not sure what that card is, but we can do a real quick thing to look it up. So we'll be mulliganing. Opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. It depends on what you're trying to get with it. I'm not really sure what you're trying to get with it. I think we keep this, but I'm not happy about keeping it. I'll bottom both to fairies. Thought Not Serious is too high value. Auriok Champion, obviously a creature we can stick. Yeah, because that's the one with the claw symbol on it, right? It came out a couple of sets ago. I think it's a pretty handy card to have in the toolbox, but I'm not sure it's amazing. Because, like, it doesn't stop Dredge, because Dredge will cast spells from hand, and then creatures will enter from graveyard. So, something like... what's it called? We'll go ahead and fix this one up. Usually it's up the top here. It's like a 2-mana white creature that stops stuff that didn't get cast. Containment Priest is a pretty good option as well. That's not seeing much play. Valky, God of Lies. Okay. So obviously they've got a way to exile this Valky and return it as the Tybalt. Should just point that one out. Valky is not Valky. Hits Riftbolt. Pairs well with Delay. In additional with Teferis. Hitting just Riftbolt's kind of narrow. It also stops Lava Dart as well though, which is good. I think it's good against Prowess maybe. Although it's only stopping Lava Dart against Prowess. The 3 toughness is important against Prowess because they can't just like shock it. It forces the lightning bolt. I think it might be better in humans than in hate bears, like because with humans you can Thalia's Lieutenant and make it a 2/4. Alright, so opponent does take the Auriok Champion there, unfortunately. Croxer. Oh yeah, Croxer's a good point. Alright, so Thalia is a pretty free cast here. The 3-mana exile effect is there's like a blue card for 3 mana that will exile. Our opponent can't do that while Thalia is on the board, so I like getting Thalia out there. I think it's still too narrow though. Lurrus, yeah, kind of. Lurrus is like decently about. Crox is in Jund as well. It's good against like... It's good against a decent number of decks, I suppose, too. If we attack here, we can kill the Valky or the Elvish Reclaimer. I overall think it's worth attacking. Although this Reclaimer is going to grow to a 4/4 off the active, so he can't attack. Our opponent did miss a land drop, so it's definitely a good time to go ahead and pressure them with a Stoneforge Mystic that we drew. Yeah, I do think it's too narrow. I think it's good to have in your toolbox. It's probably a fairly cheap card. I wouldn't imagine it would cost too much more than $1. Your question is whether or not warrants a sideboard slot? Yeah, it could. I think it could definitely warrant like 2 or 3 sideboard slots. Sort of Feast and Famine. Give us protection from their creatures, and then we can start attacking. Suppose my opponent can fix their mana here a little bit. They can get flagstones, presumably. Yeah, they do. How many slots too? What's the rest of your sideboard looking like, John? Alright, we'll pass turn, we'll hold up path, we'll hold up Stoneforge active, and we'll hold up delay. We do want to get to a point where we can cast Thought Knots here, so we can strip cards like Scapeshift or Supreme Verdict from the hand, bring to light. Hence, this deck doesn't run Primeval Titan by the looks of it. Ha, nice trick, floating a little bit of mana there. Fair play to the opponent. New to modern, so don't know how to sideboard. Rest in Peace is a 3. Deafening Silence is a 3. Chalice of Void is 4. Magus as 2. Boilers 2. Leyline is 1. Mono white Helliod combo. If you're trying to beat blue decks, wouldn't you be better off not splashing white at all and instead going for Veil of Summer? Dryad of Elysian Grove is fine. I'll let that resolve. Our opponent did miss land drops earlier, by the way, so they're not necessarily just going to go crazy with it. Sword and Feast and Famine down. I held on to path here. Although I might path the Valkyrie and then guarantee the fact that I get to untap with my lands. Tap all my lands. And then I can Thought Knots here or something. I think this is fine. I don't think he's going to gift me Valkyrie here. He might. Alright, so no Valkyrie gift. We do miss out, like, we do take 2 extra damage here, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I think if I was you, I wouldn't bother with the Magus or Boils. I just keep it green-white and I just go Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer is hugely powerful. Alright, let's see how good this Thought Knots here is. Alright, Teferi and Lightning Bolt in hand. We'll get rid of Bring to Light. That's really good value for us. Of course, they can Teferi bounce Thought Knots here, draw a card. That's mostly fine. We can just replay Thought Knots here next turn. Alright, so this was based off of SMD who placed second out of 359 Moto Champs back in January 20 pre-Euroban. Yeah, so you see, if you're doing Boils, you're probably trying to attack those Euro decks with, and that's like pre-Mystic Sanctuary ban as well. That makes a lot of sense. I don't think there's as much need to try and hate out controllers hard anymore. I could be wrong, of course. You can of course play it and see what you think. There's nothing wrong with doing that, obviously. Opponent doing an active on the Elvish Reclaimer here. Getting Sacred Foundry as the planes. They're going for another Flagstones. If they get Valakut there, they just shoot my creature out. I'm not sure I like that line from the opponent. That's a really good draw. Let's attack with both creatures here. Really good aggressive clock here. Getting in. So don't forget they will have to discard a card, and then we'll get to untap our lands. We'll play the Ghost Quarter, hold up interaction as well. Oh my god, opponent. No, not like this, opponent. Really? I don't care about Auriok Champion. Let's just kill the Dryad of Elysian Grove. He will, however, kill my Thought-Knot Seer, which is an issue. I do care about Thought-Knot Seer. I think I path. I'm going to path the Dryad here. So we've got Auriok Champion plus delay at this point. Delay can delay this Teferi. Then we can continue our pressure. Ghost Quarter can obviously interact with land. Alright, Teferi in exile. Opponent plays their last land. Alright, we'll attack. Don't have quite have lethal yet, but it's a pretty good start. The taps in response to the sack goes on the stack, doesn't it? I can't interact, that's fine. I guess technically I should put Yuri into hand pre-everything there. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent has to draw something this turn. He does not have 5 mountains on the battlefield either. Is this the Titan Valkyrie matchup? I googled a deck list. think it's a Scapeshift list, right? They've got... give me a second. I'll pull it up in a second. He's cycling a land. I just don't want to be rude and waste his time here. He might just be conceding to drawing nothing. Scapeshift here would be so clutch for him. Wow. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So it looks like they've got 2 Scapeshift, 4 Bring to Lights, Supreme Verdict, Treasure Hunt, Remand, Lightning Bolt. Creature base, they've got the Elvish Reclaimer, they've got 1 of Valky, 4 Dryad of Lycian Grove, 1 Omnath, a whole bunch of lands. Looks like Veil of Summer, Anger of the Gods, Purge. Yeah, just a good sideboard as well. So we'll see what lands our opponent gets here, what he targets. We might be able to Ghost Quarter a Valakut and stop some damage, or Ghost Quarter a Mountain if he gets too many things. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains. Opponent knows his Judo. Wait, maybe not. If you control at least 5 other mountains, he's only got 6 mountains. I guess if we Ghost Quarter, he can get another mountain though with it. How many mountains does his deck list run? 1 mountain. I think we got him. I think we can fizzle every trigger. Twelve triggers is 36 damage, so we have to go for it. Just make sure this has a mountain typing on it. Sure it does. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. Quarter OP, yeah, land destruction OP. Alright, abilities do not resolve. Valakut abilities do not resolve. Oh, baby. Opponent concedes. Oh, there we go, people. There we go. That was sick. That was wild. Crazy game. Oh, it has Slaughter Games in the sideboard. I love this card. So 4 mana can't be counted. Name a non-land card. Search targets opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of them and exile them all. They shuffle. So good against combo decks. Like this will obviously help shut down Helliod company as long as they don't have the Veil of Summer in response. Has our game come up yet? Not yet. Okay. Yeah, this list looks pretty sweet. What's the ticks? 300 ticks? That's not too bad. 800 tabletop. I guess it's not running around with force negations. One of the decks you are most afraid of is Death and Taxes. Veil and Teferi are possible splashes. What would help the certain matchup against Death and Taxes? So I wouldn't say I have the most conventional Death and Taxes list here. But like it's probably good enough to go off and give you an idea. So problem cards that I don't have are Leon and Arbiter, which makes you pay 2 to sacrifice and search your library. I think the biggest problem against Hate Bears is going to be the interaction of Skyclave Apparition. So if you can play around that somehow, give me a sec. Let me jump into the game. Oh, we're versing Jendrik. This is the guy that plays the Esper control list. Supposedly one of the best control players about. We lost the die roll versus them. Sound still seems decent. I think I'm going to keep. Death and Taxes. Obviously, Artifact Destruction will help because Stoneforge Mystic tutors for a whole bunch of stuff, which can be annoying. What else can you have for that matchup? I think if you... It probably depends on how you play the matchup. If you try to like combo outright, you might just get screwed. You might need to take a controlling route. There's this whole notion of like who's the beatdown, and basically it's whoever's ahead on the board and things like that. You don't know, you've never been afraid of Stoneforge Mystic? Okay, maybe not then. If you can stop them from triggering their Enter the Battlefield effects, that would help you a lot. So like Hushbringer or Torporob, it does have dissynergy with your Skyclave Apparition and your Captain Ranger of Eos though, so you might need to sideboard some copies of them out. I think we just go for a Charming Prince here. If our opponent counters it, it's a bit like whatever. Alright, so we'll get our Scry Trigger. Happy to see that. Oh, Teferi seems great in this matchup. Giver of Runes, not awful, but not amazing. I think it's too late for Giver of Runes. I think we'll put it on the bottom. I think Giver of Runes time has passed. Yeah, definitely like Torporob. As a Bogles player, I bring it in all the time. If I have it against Hate Bears, it's really, really helpful. All right, there's the Esper. Looks like maybe a kill spell on my Charming Prince here. There's the Fatal Push. The 2-2 beater, let's go. Yeah, not quite. Not quite. The game's not going to happen that quickly for us. So now they're holding up like Esper Charm mana, right? And there is a choose 2, destroy target enchantment, draw 2 cards, target player discards 2 cards. I think we just go for the Teferi here. Make them have it. This card is obviously amazing if it resolves. It's match winning if it resolves. Force a negation. That's a shame. Oh, we draw Giver of Runes anyway. Aye, this is not looking too promising for us. Let's go for Stoneforge Mystic though. We now have delay mana up at the same time. So pulling up this deck list. Whoops, Spell Snare. That's a one-off Spell Snare as well, isn't it? That's not in this list. It's been a recent addition. I think we got to try and delay this. What role does Monastery Mentor fill in this deck, in the Esper deck? Monastery Mentor is not in this deck. He's just got Snapcaster Mage as the only creature. The role it would play is obviously getting creatures, right? Making creature tokens. It gives you a win condition. It can give you chump blockers against aggressive decks like Burn or Prowess. So I get that Batterskull into hand. Why not pay 2 mana instead of delay? My opponent used Spell Snare, which is counter target spell with converted mana cost of 2. I can't pay 2 mana for this card, it just straight counters. Opponent with Esper Charm and drew 2 cards. There's the Fatal Push, sure. Alright, another Stoneforge Mystic, not bad. We could look to slow roll it and then like hold up Giver of Runes. So we can Giver of Runes here, we can put Yorion to hand. Yeah, it wasn't a mana leak. It's a much more niche counterspell than that. Usually control decks only like play 1 or 2 copies of the card. Of Spell Snare, that is. Obviously they have more copies of Mana Leak. Eliminate, sure. Oh, this list has got Eliminate. The list I'm looking at on here does not. Alright, let's see if we can find an updated list here. Alright, this looks updated. Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get a Sword of Fire and Ice if I'm allowed to. Spell Snare is so good against your Helliod list. Yeah, they run a 1 of Spell Snare, 1 of Eliminate. They've got the full set of Snapcaster, 3 Archmage's Charm. It is harder for them to cast their Archmage's Charm when they've got Field of Runes and they're looking to cast Esper Charm as well. They've got Kaya's Guile, which is fantastic. 3 Cryptic Command, 2 Mana Leak, 2 Logic Knot. Opponent is running out of stuff here. He's going to look to Esper Charm. I'm going to counter this Esper Charm. Go on, go for it, opponent. You know you want to. Alright, so he's looking for the draw mode here. Delay can come along. Stop all that. Esper Charm gets exiled. He gets time counters still? Wow. That's wacky. I didn't expect that to work that way with Flashback. You're still holding off fetches until Strix, so you're playing fetchless with 4 Flagstones, 4 Knight of the White Augur, or Autumn. Okay. Have you got the Pathway land in your deck? Fatal Push as well. Yikes. Opponent mono removal here. I don't know if he gets to play that anymore. So now our opponent's at Cryptic Command mana. Didn't consider a Pathway. It's a cheap paper pickup. Yeah, Pathway is definitely the way to go, man. They're really strong. Let's look to Sword of Fire and Ice into Thalia. I don't really like it, but he's probably got a counterspell here. I expect this to be countered, and then hopefully Thalia does some work for us. Alright, so that gets countered. I was sort of expecting Skyclave Apparition to get countered, and if Skyclave Apparition on Snapcaster Mage gets countered, then I can't do anything else with my banner that turn, so I thought it was better just to go delay. You hate de-sleeving though? Oh well. Man, that's fine. Just buy some new sleeves and sleeve up the new cards in new sleeves. Problem solved. Not consumeristic at all. Can just proxy a flip on top of the card? Yeah, you can do that. If you're just playing tabletop, there's no reason why you can't proxy. Why didn't he Snapcaster Mage attack me last turn? Because I was holding up Thalia chump block. I sort of want to force the board to a position where my opponent has to Supreme Verdict, so then I can Batterskull and win off Batterskull, hopefully. Snapcaster Mage with a Fatal Push here. Or an Eliminate, I suppose they both work the same. Oh, he's going after the Thalia here. Interesting. Alright, my opponent gets their Esper Charm finally. He's making us discard now. Yorion is pretty bad at this point. Honestly, we just can't beat Batterskull, I don't think. Batterskull's like really strong. Maul's like way more mana efficient, and if we draw land, we can play around Mana Leak. I think we ditched the Batterskull. I don't like it though, you know. I don't like it. Alright, well, here's our mana to play around Mana Leak. Oh, has he got Vendilion Click? Oh, fuck me, man. This is rough. Obviously, we can't attack here. Does this say it can't be played? Can be played. The value city is starting now. We can still hit like a Thought Knot Serum, be in an okay spot, right? Feels grindy. My opponent is in a really good spot. Me like blanking and hitting land there is so bad for us. Alright, we'll go for a Thalia. That resolves. He's probably got a kill spell. We will block the Snapcaster Mage given the opportunity to. Wow, that is literally the worst creature we could possibly draw. We can't really attack here because we lose our Thalia if we do. Then we have no creatures. Alright, something. Wow, that is absolutely awful. I should almost just leave this in hand so it's an extra card to discard to Esper Charm in case they draw step again. It's probably better, but also viling in a creature is like gets past counter magic, so I don't know. Depends what we draw really and what our opponent draws. They are only running 3 Esper Charms. Okay, cool. So Thalia third from top and attack for 5. And then like literally it's Thought Knots here we need. Yeah. That's what I thought. Always Yod. We'll tick it up. Alright, so opponent played well and beat us. We drew pretty poorly though. We really flooded out into some pretty bad cards there. So Archon is really good. Oriok Champion actually dodges a lot of their removal, so I respect it. Rest in Peace is really good. Alright, so we have a lot of decent cards here. I think Glassball Mimic is pretty bad, but I don't think we can shave all copies out or else we'll be land light. Maul of the Skyclaves doesn't feel that impressive to me. It's like aggressive, but that's about it, right? We are bringing in so much. It's not funny. I think Displace is probably pretty slow and clunky, realistically. Alright, let's just remove that and jump into it. Archon should be really good. If we can get a turn 1 Vial and get like really good tempo going, it will go a long way to winning us the match. Sideboard cards we have to be worried about. Wrath of God, more removal. Yes, Teferi Time Raveler might be a little bit frustrating. Kaya's Guile probably comes in too. We also have to worry about the main deck stuff. The Jace, the Teferis, the Verdict. Cryptic Command, Counter Magic. Yeah, all the bells and whistles. So we have like turn 2 do nothing but hold up to delay. We want something that pressures. This does not pressure. As great as Thought Not Seer is, it's just not happening with that hand. Alright, this looks way better. Keep. Oh, we probably get rid of our Path to Exiles, actually. They're awful. Let's bottom the path. So I probably boarded some cards out that I didn't need to. Aether Vial down. What did my opponent keep? Opponent kept a 7. Okay. We draw land, let's Charming Prince here. It's only bad against Spell Snare. Other than that, we'll just scry and set up. Wow. Field of Ruin might be decent. I think Thought Knots here is a bit slow given the context of our hand. This was Eldrazi Temple, I just top. Am I new to streaming? I've been doing it since the start of the year pretty much, or around Christmas time. Something like that. I've been doing YouTube for a bit over like a year extra than that though. Maybe we just bottom both. And look for action maybe. Do I look like I'm new to streaming, or what's the go? Any real growth on the YouTube side? Well, I had 164 subscribers before the show, and I think I've gained about 15 now. So all in all, it's like pretty good. Is it still my turn? Yeah, it's still my turn. So yeah, I'm up to 179 now. So I gained 15. Which is definitely nice. Definitely helpful. Sure. Took up the Ether Vial. Draw Path to Exile. Awful draw. That should be out of the deck. Pass the turn to the opponent. Yeah, streaming seems to be like a bit hit and miss. Like I seem to... It's all about like gaining a little bit of momentum, because whenever someone's looking for a new stream, they're not going to just join a stream that has like one viewer. They're going to look for someone that's got 3 or 4 viewers and then join that stream. Like even if the title's good, they'll probably look past it and assume the person's bad because they have no viewers. So I've had streams where I've had like 10 people watching at once or 15 people watching at once. What's my opponent doing? That sucks. That really sucks. Momentum and consistency, yeah. But there's like a little bit of variance between streams as well. I'm not sure like how much people actually enjoy watching Bogle content as well. Like obviously it's my favorite deck. I'm gonna tick this up. There's too many 3-drops I want. Hit Auriok Champion, yeah, that's pretty typical. Networking is also pretty important. The Nikachu interview is the only reason you found the channel. Yeah, well, I mean, networking is obviously really good as well. If you can get to it. Nikachu is great though. I really enjoy his content. He's got great content. He's got a really good personality for it as well. And definitely like, yeah, I try to take like a little bit of inspiration from him too, where I can. Alright, let's active the Stoneforge, put our equipment down. Any removal from the opponent. Not by the looks of things. Cool. Ether Vial. Technically we're better off leaving this on 3 still. Sure. Fine by this. Leave this on 3. Land. Equip. Wait. Cancel. Move to attacks. Attack. Alright. Sure. So we get damage through here. We make our opponent discard. We untap our lands. We can then play our Auriok Champion, which will be pretty important. Have you seen, have you paid much attention to like other people Nikachu has hosted and how much growth their channels have got? Like, obviously because I've been doing Bogles for a while, most of the people that wanted to find Bogles already found it, and already knew about me. So I feel like I was limited in growth a little bit there, but maybe not. I mean, obviously there were some people like you that have joined the following afterwards. That's pretty annoying. Auriok Champion never looks so bad. Stick the vial up now. Teferi's kind of good. Really good time to run out Teferi here. It's going to be so bad if he has the Force of Negation. We're going to lose so much tempo here. Alright, well plus... we can actually Yorion to hand and then up the Ether Vial to 5 and then Yorion into play off the Vial. We don't get too much value. We might be able to get some value off the Teferi though. Our opponent with their own Teferi. Oh no, that is a big loss for us. Opponent knows. Seems like a good time to resolve Rest in Peace. I could bounce it to hand, look for land, replay it. I think the value is just pretty high having it on the board. Maybe we need to draw something. We do draw land, but it's the wrong land. If that's a pathway land, we resolve the path again then. That's really frustrating. Maybe it's just like a little bit too greedy going for that line there. Losing Ether Vial, honestly, is just so bad for us though. Credit to my opponent, he played it really well before this. He made me commit more creatures to the board than what I wanted to because of the Snapcaster Mage eliminate line. And then we've obviously been resource light since then, and he eventually curved into a Teferi, which has been good for him. God, what else has he got to play? Jesus, man. This is crazy. The old Ether Vial. Great. Hello, my friend. Teferi is probably not very long for this world here. Which means I can then hold up counterspell interaction for my Yorion. And I don't know how I'm winning after that. Jesus, man. He's been holding on to that for a while, I'm sure. Maybe I'll play the Rest in Peace to play around that. I don't know. It's very dead. Alright, what can we get from our little Ether Vial here? What can we get? Why do we keep drawing Path to Exiles, man? Driving to work at the moment. Where do you work, man? Got a big grind. Big daily grind ahead of you. These Path to Exiles shouldn't be in the deck. It feels so bad that I've run into 3 of them. 3 paths. If you don't see you again, it's because time zones don't really match up. Yeah, no dramas, man. Thanks for stopping by anyway, though. It was great to have you here. And if not, I'll see you on YouTube. Holy crap, dude. Oh my god, we just draw nothing continuously every turn. Come on, Ether Vial, give me some scries or something. Just leave this on 2 for now. Typical. Yeah, run it out. See if we can grab a Snapcaster Mage. It's very unlikely. Wow, that resolved? Okay. I'll take it. Our opponent's Esper Charms have been so good for him this game. There's Fatal Push, or he gets a 2-2 back anyway. Maybe I just play it and target nothing. Force the Teferi Neg. I'm not a stream coach, but I think it's important for you to stress less on what deck I play. It's about creating a safe space. Okay, man. Thanks for the advice. Not really sure. I like playing a variety of decks as well though, and I do have a Mana Trader subscription, so I just figure I might as well keep doing what I'm doing, right? Finally, we draw a card, guys. Finally, we draw a card. Awesome. That's a really good one. We'll see if we can stick it to the board. Would have been much nicer with, obviously, the sword on the battlefield still. We don't have our Sword of Fire and Ice either. We might be able to draw more of the Skyclaves, which could be pretty strong. So you're gonna bounce Aether Vial now? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Alright, our creature lives. No more spells for the opponent. Until this turn. We are like so dead, man. Oh god, what's happening? Oh no! This is like so unfathomably GG, it's not funny. We're absolutely getting dismantled here. So instead of Path to Exile, either Charming Prince, Displacer. Oh, we sideboarded out Maul. I mean, like, literally any of those cards are better than what we have. Glasspool Mimic seems like pretty bad in the matchup, though, so it's not the worst thing to not have. There's the Monastery Mentor. Someone did mention this card. I think it was you, Pirate John. That is scary. What did it say my opponent was on record-wise? Jendrik currently 2-0. Okay. So it's like the worst Stoneforge Mystic ever because it doesn't get very much. So maybe he's got an updated list with Monastery Mentor as well. Oh god, here comes Opt. Here comes like everything. Does it resolve? Question mark. I'm gonna call this one GG at this point, I think. All right, we're gonna concede this one. We've definitely been outclassed here. Yeah, we got absolutely dismantled. We just couldn't be aggressive enough, which was unfortunate. But we do get the 3-2, so that's sweet. Everyone likes a 3-2, right? Now, list-wise, what do we think? Yeah, so I already touched on Seachrome Coast being bad and us running the Pathway land instead. Pathway land should be a really good upgrade there. I think like main deck for what we were doing was fine. I didn't think it was too bad. Maybe I need to look at my number of lands that I have. Let's change display pile view because I only have 25 lands, but if you count the Glasspool Mimic, I have 29. I don't think I should be getting Mana Screwed as much as I did. I think a lot of the lists were actually running 28 lands. But yeah, Mana Screw was definitely an issue with the deck. As for Yorion, what decks prey upon Death and Taxes? Probably combo decks beat Death and Taxes pretty well. Like if you're on Storm, I think it would go really quite well. Control decks probably give a fair fight as well. Maybe if we had like Cavernous Souls, we'd have a better time. I think you might be better off just cutting the Yorion and then cutting like your Delay, your Teferi, and then you can run pretty much the same list if you minus like another 12 cards. I think Yorion's not high enough value with the current build that I've got here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not playing Death and Taxes right. But yeah, that is going to be it for me, guys. It is now 11:30 at night here. I'm going to go to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. So thanks everyone for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the deck as well. As always, let me know what you think. And yeah, thanks so much for being a part of the stream. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time. Enjoy work, Pirate John. Don't work too hard.